Yo, what's going on? It's your boy New York Tactical. This is motherfucking Turn It Up Entertainment. That's that new shit I'm on right about now. I love this shit right here. It's a bootleg ass vest. It's not a plated vest, but I can put a lot of shit up in here like AR-15 mags, regular mags, lights, you know what I mean, cameras, you know what I mean, another firearm right here. But I love this shit right here. Just getting used to, just having something to work with, whatever the case may be. But yeah, today this video is, I'm on the road to trying to find my, you know, EDC, everyday carry. And when I say everyday carry, I mean something that I just, you know what I mean? No matter if I'm going to the range with something else, I still bring that with me so I can shoot. Since I've been in this 2A community game, you know what I mean? I just been buying firearms, shooting them, this, that, and the third. I haven't took the time out to, you know, prosper and, just come with just one firearm. And it's been about 2 to 3 years now since I've been shooting, and you know, you know how it is. You get a firearm, another one come out, this, that, and the third. You go get that one and shoot it. This it's just a whole bunch of balls. So, you know, I got 3 firearms that I've been, looking at. I just did a video on the uh the Walther PDPF. There's nothing in the magazine. There's nothing in the chamber. Um, I'm gonna leave the red dot. This is an EPS carry, green dot on it. Um, I'm gonna leave this dot on it because this is gonna be my firearm that I go train with. As far as when it come down to red dots and dots on your firearm, because I'm still getting used to it. I'm really still getting used to it. So I just did a video with this one, and did a video with my I brung out the big dogs the other day, and that's that. You know what I mean? Glock 45, 9 millimeter, Gen 5. You know what I mean? I brung out the dog the other day. You know what I mean? So this one has the JTT barrel on it. Um, you get this barrel. I don't think you need to get your firearm ported or nothing like that. This thing shoot flat. I mean, I'm doing double taps. If you see my video that I just put up there, I mean, I'm surprised, that I was shooting like that, tell you the truth. I mean, this thing just was letting off when just slide just going back and forth, back and forth. It's not raising or nothing. As long as you got that good grip on it, this thing feels good. Got that Talon grip on it. I mean, not the Talon grip, the handling grip, excuse me. I did my own undercuts on it. If you see double undercuts on it, I did that myself. You know what I mean? I got the tools for that, so I did that myself. I polished the inside of all my firearms. These are things that I'm doing with my firearms. So, you see I got the Cerakote on it. I like the Cerakote. You know what I mean? Check out the Cerakote on it. So I took these two to the range to see which one I would like, um, as my everyday carry. To tell you the truth, it came down to this one. You know what I mean? The Glock 45. I guess, I could get back on target real quick. As you already know, I have the ZR Tactical guide rod in it. It feels better than the regular guide rod that comes with the firearm. But think about getting this ported because it is still snappy. But the trigger alone is y'all already know Walther triggers is one of the best triggers out. That's the only thing I did with it. Put the dot on it. You know what I mean? Left it stock. But the feeling of the firearm is, it got the 1911, grip angle on it, and it just feels real good with it. I'm not even going to change the trigger to the performance trigger they got now. Cause why? Because the trigger's still good. You know, if I get somebody that I know that has a trigger on it, then, you know, and shoot it, then I'll see how it feels. But other than that, the trigger's still good. Like I said, I'm thinking about sending this to Tampa Gunworks to do a porting job on it. I might do that. But other than that, this is going to be my training firearm for my red dot or green dot, whatever you want to, just a dot on my firearm until I get really, you know, good with the, you know, the dots. Because right now I'm not good with it. You know, I understand that, you know, you got to look at the target, wherever the dot goes at, that's where, you know, that's where it's going to hit at. You know, my main thing about the dots is like, you don't want to, you know, get an NDA, a misfire, and shoot and don't hit the target that you're shooting at. So that's what dots is good for. Anything else, far as the EDC, we already know. If you don't know, it's from 3, 5, 7 yards, maybe 10 yards. You know, other than that, you better run, because if you get into, you know, anything, they're gonna try to roof you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They're gonna try to roof you. You know what I mean? Say that you could have ran or whatever the case may be. So that's what I'm, you know, working with this Walther PDP-F. Like I said, I love the grip on it. Feels good in the hands, but it's still snappy. Think I need to shoot it a little bit more, get comfortable with it. Nothing inside YouTube. Like I said, there's nothing inside this firearms. So I put that to the side, cleaned it up, put it in the box. This, like I said, the Walther PDP is going to be my training firearm. It's a good firearm. Like I said, I still carry it, whatever the case may be. I carry it inside this holster right here. I don't know what kind of holster I got. I got it from Amazon, I guess what it is, but it still fits good. You know, I put it on, you know, appendix style, and it don't push out or whatever the case may be. So I like it for that. Like I said, the Glock 45, you know, this is what it's coming down to. It's one more firearm that I'm going to, you know, run against it. And this is my holster. I was trying to look for my boy card so I could, you know, give y'all the information. But with this holster and the other holster I got from my Springfield Echelon, I think I need the, I don't know what you call it, one of those butt pads in the back. Because when I pick this firearm, you know, appendix, it sits out like that. Even though I got this on me, it sits out like that. So, yeah, so I have to, you know, get something or get another holster for it. But this is the holster I got for it. I got this holster before I got the firearm Cerakote, so it is different, but it is what it is. I'm not spending no more money on the holster. I just want to get the padding for the back and, you know, see what's going on with that. Other than that, this next firearm that I'm going to pit against my Glock 45 to see where I'm going at. Like I said, I got the holster for it from my boy. As soon as I get his card again, I forgot where his card is at. This the holster with the you know, the holster I got for it. Like I said, I need the pad for it because it's still, I put it down and then my gun still sits out like that a little bit. You know, I got a 1-pack. I ain't got an 8-pack or nothing like that. I got a 1-pack. You know, I'm 52, so, you know, I got that 1-pack. So, you know what I mean? It works, but I don't want it to be sticking out to where it's really sticking out. That's why they call it EDC. So my next firearm is Springfield Echelon. I put the handle grip on it because I think it feels a lot better than the regular grip because my hands is kind of slippery. There's nothing in the chamber. No magazine in there. YouTube, safe direction. You know, this is going up against my Glock 45. I got the ZR Tactical guide rod in it, 15-pound guide rod in it. I took the red dot off of it because I'm going to send this away to get it Cerakoted. You know, that I'm gonna get it Cerakoted, that blue and black color. So it's gonna get Cerakoted, and I think I'm gonna, you know, port this. I see why people like ports, because shooting this Glock 45 with the JTT barrel, and it's not even ported, but this thing shoots flat. I see why people like their stuff ported. So I'm gonna get this ported too. You know what I mean? I'm just looking for that #1 EDC that I could just take control of. Like I said in my other video, you know, one holster, one gun, you know, train with that. That way you get familiar to your firearm and not every other firearm that you have. I know some people have 2 firearms that they, you know, rotate, whatever the case may be, and I understand that. But I'm trying to find that one firearm that I could just have. And if I want to, maybe, you know, whatever the case may be, I'll switch up. But that one firearm that I need, that I want, that I know I can shoot good and, you know, feel good with it when I put it in my hand. Now, what I know about these firearms is the Walther PDP. I could get other magazines to fit, you know, this firearm. They got the 18 rounders, if I'm correct, 17 rounders, whatever the case may be. I know they got other magazines that I could fit with, you know, with this firearm. So, like I said, this is just going to be my training one for right now with the red dot, because this is the only one that got a red dot on it. But with these two, I already know Glock 17. I could pick, you know, whatever, 22, whatever, 17, 19. You know, I could switch up on magazines and still be good. I think that's why a lot of people get the 19 or the 26. I think the 26, if you want to be compatible with a lot of magazines from Glock or whatever, you know, other magazines that's out there, like Glock mags, they will fit inside the 26. You know what I mean? So I see why people like them, like the 26, but I think it's too small for me. But it is what it is. So I have the Glock 45 with the 19 slide and the 17 grip. So I could fit the, you know, 17, you know, 19X mag, the 22, you know, we could go up. So that's what I like about this. You know, if shit hit the fan, you know, this is the one I'm always going to grab. Echelon, new Echelon, that's where they messed up at. They give you the compact, but far as I know, you know, you get the big magazines that hold 20. You know, you get into something, you put the magazine up in it, and it might break your is that the distractor or whatever the case may be. It might break that, this, that, and the third. So, you know, that's kind of not good, because I believe if you're gonna make a compact, it should be able to you know, take the 20 round magazine that you have for the full size, or the 17 round. I believe it could take the 17 round. I haven't tried it, so I don't know. I might get a 17 rounder, but I heard that, you know, you get the 20 rounder and you put the magazine up in there, especially if you're doing a reload, and you know how people reload and you put it up in there and it might break your, you know, extractor or whatever the case may be. So yeah, it's the next one I'm going to do a video on, that Springfield Echelon 4.0C, as to see if this is going to be my EDC. That's what I'm on the road to, my EDC, my #1 EDC. Right now, I don't know what it is. I just always keep on going back to these Glocks. I mean, the Glock. No matter what, it's reliable. But all I know is this Springfield Echelon is, you know, I call this the Glock 19 SE Gen 6. That's what I call this. So if y'all know, when I say Glock 19 SE Gen 6, I'm talking about my Springfield Echelons 4.0C. You know, people, you know, put this to a Glock. This is what Glock's supposed to look like. You know what I mean? This is what Glock's supposed to look like, you know, when they come out. They just come out with the numbers. That's it. But, you know, it got the serrations, you put a red dot, 32 red dots that you could put on it. You know, the grips all around it is, you know, good. You know, it got grip texture all around it, excuse me. So, you know, it's good. Like I said, once I put the ports in there, I got the ZR guy rod and this 15 pounder. If it, I hope it worked with the 15 pounder. If not, then I get the the 17 rounder, whatever the case may be. But that's what I'm working with. I was thinking about getting a holster, but like I said, if I could find the padded, if anybody know, leave it in the comments where I can find a pad to put in the back of my holster so the holster could push up like that and sit flush. Then let me know. Other than that, I might have to buy another holster because to me it don't look right. I got a 1-pack. It is what it is. Unless I, you know, do some exercise, you know, and work it out. But I don't know. Am I going to do exercise? I need to. You know, I'm getting old, bones hurting and shit like that. You know, gotta get me some, you know, some ladies. You know, they don't want nobody with a fat belly. But, you know, that's another video. But yeah, this your boy New York Tactical. You know what I mean? This is how it is. You know what I mean? Like I said, you know, turn up entertainment. And when I say turn up entertainment, because this is all entertainment, you know, for right now, until shit hits the fan, then it's not funny. But other than that, this is all entertainment. And like I said, love is love. Stay focused. Your boy is out. Let me know which one you would take for your EDC. #1 EDC. Leave it in the comments. Love is love. Stay focused.